Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be building the smithy right around here, and as you see, there has been built some stuff here. We just say hi. There we go. Lush Piney has built his beautiful house here with a functioning door. Very good. Over here we got Marnie. He started his build here as well. He even made a lovely little piece here. Speaking of the devil, he just joined in down here in his little dungeon. He got his little bed. Let's say hello to him as well. There we go. Whoops. Little table. It's very good. And in the early beginning here, there is, I think, is this Panda? Yes, it's Panda right here. Got a indoor fireplace. Let's hope it doesn't set fire to the above panels here. I think it just started. So, and over here we got Saturn Sol going at it. So stuff is changing in the medieval tavern. Well, in the medieval world, it's coming along at least, which is nice. So I need to get back to it, you know. I need to get going, and we will do this smithy here. So let's just get into it. I might be doing a little bit of a voiceover instead of the conclusion at the end, and let's see how that goes. Oh, peace. So we start off by expanding the square to fit the smithy. There we go. And then I start outlining how I want the structure to look, checking if I like it or not. Then I put some posts in, because I want it to be a sort of open kind of layout. So some structural walls, but mostly these pillars will be what keeps the roof like on top, you know? So on the bottom here, I want this bottom part to feel like it's more structural and maybe made out of stone, and then the pillars themselves will be made out of wood. Then I start doing some brickwork here, getting a wall up. This will be one of the structural walls. Right now I am about to try to make the furnace. And I want the furnace here to stand tall, wide, it needs to be big and bulky. Making it even wider. Cutting back a little bit. Start on the chimney here. Getting it up, which I thought was high enough, but will later show that it was not. Trying to see if I could do something about that part, but I couldn't. And then this little thing on top here will have some tools maybe. Might move it further out of the smithy, but yeah. Continuing the wall upwards. Finishing it off by closing the small gaps. And I make room for a little window. And also a shelf. Starting to paint the pillars. Making some connecting pillars on top. This is where I find out that some of the pillars do not line up at all. So I have to redo them. And especially the last pillar here, it's bringing me a lot of trouble. So a lot of copy pasting and moving, and some more copy pasting and some more moving until I get it right. Still can't quite get it to line up correctly. But then, at last, it worked out. Connecting the last pillars, and I find out that place the smithy here, well, the furnace, just a smidge too much in the middle of the grid. So I have to move it a little bit in order for everything to sit flush. Covering the wall. And then doing the brickwork around the furnace here in order to close the gaps. Putting a big brick in the middle, because that's where I want the anvil to be. Making a bit of a little work table. Painting it up. Covering a previously made crate. Deciding to make a bigger crate. And moving it to the corner. Then I find the middle of the first house. I start doing the roof. Painting it the correct color. Covering it over and stretching the roof to connect all the way down. And then doing the facade. making the chimney much higher than it was before, because I want it to be visible through the roof. Making it even higher. Now I start to think about how I should do the roof, because it's gotta go on a different angle. And decide to build the roof on a copied version of the frame, so that I can copy it on a bearing later on. Putting down the bearing, and then I copy the roof and paste it on where I would like it. When I'm happy with the placement, I just pasted it and continued. I'm starting to think about if this roof is a good idea or a bad idea. But I decided to just go with it and see how it went. Doing the facade on the small piece. Small house over here. Kind of want to be a sort of a storage room for all the metals. So I want this to be closed off. I find out that the two opposing sides aren't lined up. So I'm just fixing it real quick. Then I fill out the empty parts. Also this little thing right here. Put on a roof. Decide to do a half wall here, just to keep it as open but still a bit closed off, you know. Do some manual brickwork before copying it to the desired height, and then filling out the gaps, putting a piece of wood on top. I looked at the big roof and thought this roof definitely needs a window. When it came on, the window was way too small. Like, way too small. So, I made it bigger. And then I started filling out the facade on the opposite side of the bigger building. There was a gap here, which I painted blue in order to hide it as much as possible. And then I just started looking around, doing some roof here and there, some small changes. And made a little big shelf, I guess. And this was where I stopped for the day. Next time I'm gonna focus more on the anvil and all of the little stuff to get it all looking more and more like a smithy. I think this build is gonna have a lot of potential, and I've actually been very excited to get started on the smithy here. I think it's gonna be good also to close that marketplace off with another building. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.